I'm already very happy with them. No one yelled out. So we share the stage with numerous people throughout a day, a week, an hour. Even today, it was set up, taken down, set up, taken down, set up, and will be taken down again before I go home. So we just want to make sure everyone is all set. And again, welcome. I'm sure that you've already been welcomed to this performance of the 6th grade orchestra and band. We're happy you could join us. And we had school today, so that's good. We got our concert in. So we're happy about that. We're going to play 4 pieces for you. They're all different styles. They were chosen to reflect different strengths within the ensemble and different things that I thought that we needed to work on. And I'll talk a little bit about them as we go. But our first piece we'd like to introduce to you is Cambridge Overture. What happens during band rehearsal is that we don't really have this whole space to work with on a regular basis, so the band is actually split in half. Every Thursday, Mr. Power has been very gracious and has taken the brass and the percussion into the other room, and I keep the woodwinds in here, so we really have only rehearsed together, I think, 3 times. So we've been split, we try to rotate different groups among different groups. So I've got to say that your kids are resilient and good listeners and very dedicated to what they're doing in order to pull this off. So I thank you for bringing them to me with this kind of work ethic. Very nice, very nice. tour that we just did. There's a lot more individual small section playing, much more exposed, but we really like this piece. So where do we go from here? We're going to continue with once-a-week lessons in our groups. I'm rearranging a couple of the groups depending on where each lesson group is within their lesson books. I know that some people have started ordering book 2. I am going to put a little plug in right now. There is a family, the Sylvester family, that's from Enfield, and they've opened a music store on High Street, I believe, 95 High Street in Enfield. So it's nice to have a local person open a local music store, so if you want to check that out, it's called Maddie's. So you might want to just, we want to give them a pat on the back for giving it a shot. And Mr. Tom is starting to And he said he was willing to order most anything. So if it's not something he's stocking yet, it's something you could check on and do that. The next piece we're going to play, I'm sure you're going to recognize as the start of this. acknowledge Mr. Casada and Dr. Goodnight. I didn't start all of these students. I started a third of them. I'm at Parkman. Dr. Goodnight is at Crandall, and Mr. Casada is at Whitney. And so this is definitely a combined townwide effort to put this ensemble together. I did not start them all by myself, so I'd like to acknowledge that those other teachers have done a lot of work. Mr. Power has been invaluable this year, helping out, and Ms. Delphia is somebody that you're all going to get to know because your students won't have her for classroom music because they'll be in band next year. And Ms. Delphia is over here in the wings. She's another music teacher and as part of the team effort helps us out doing things. And of course, Mr. William with the orchestra tonight as well. So Ms. Jakes has, the chorus is doing great things as well. Watch for the spring musical and all those spring performances. I know that the orchestra and the 7th and 8th grade bands are getting ready for Micah, and there's jazz festivals coming up at Fermi in February. There's so much stuff going on. Take advantage of it. It's on the website, the school department website has a music link, and it has the calendar on there. So that is all stuff to be watching for. Also, you've all hopefully received all of their progress reports for band because they've all been given them. So if you have not seen it, ask them for it because they've all been given them and I'm getting them back already, so check those out. We don't do grades on the report cards until later on when you will be given a recommendation for whether we are continuing into 7th grade band or 7th grade orchestra, which from what I can see tonight, maybe Mr. Power is going to be just taking a little from me sooner than later. The next piece we're doing is jive. This piece we had to learn to sing first before we learned to play it. It has all different kinds of articulations in it, staccatos, legatos, marcatos, all sorts of things that we also see in concert music, but in a jazz music, they are performed differently. So we learned how to sing this song before we learned how to play it. We like it, we'd like to share it with you, and this is our final piece of the night. At the conclusion of the concert, your children will be going back to the cafeteria to meet you down there, and if you stop by, Jane's team is doing a sale on the way out. It's one of our clubs that we do in school that does fundraising for Relay for Life. So if you want to help sponsor that, that's cool. Percussion, I'm going to ask to stay for a minute. We need to move equipment back into the other room. So thank you very much for coming. Thanks for your support for the music department. And we really appreciate it. Keep it coming. Have them practice. That's really helpful. And I'll see you in the school concert.